everyone out there in the land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Today is Saturday, September 25th, and the moon is in Gemini. How's that? I did pretty good, didn't I? Yes, I'm right. The moon's in Gemini. So be prepared for, I don't know, like people flipping how you expect them to be, kind of thing. Here's one front where that's not happening. 45 is getting ready to have a rally. Oh my God, what can I say? It's like the nightmare that won't end. Do you remember when the election happened and we were popping the corks on the champagne bottles and we were like, we're out of this threat of an authoritarian dictator taking over our democracy? We felt like we had dodged a bullet. Well, we haven't yet. Well, obviously then January 6th happened, and that, we're still traumatized by that. The reason all we psychics are here on YouTube is, honestly, this is my opinion, is to help us to not feel like we're all alone. So I just want to give a shout out to Black and Orange, to Linda G, to Mylu, who's on every day at noon. There's so many, I probably shouldn't name names because I'll leave somebody out, but Revealing Light, Marianne, Lena Rodriguez in Australia, they're both in Australia. Pretty incredible, and really I don't think anyone's raking in the dough from doing this. We just need to come together. Remember last week, September 18th, there wasn't a riot at the Capitol. We've got to keep our minds focused on the positive. The reason that I'm seeming concerned is because I'm extremely concerned. I'm extremely concerned that somebody who was president in the White House didn't accept the results of the election and attacked his own country, rounded up American citizens to viciously, violently, and lethally attack the United States Capitol. Anybody who thinks that that's okay, don't watch my channel, because we can't speak on the same wavelength. I'm extremely concerned that he's having a rally. We have to stop putting our heads in the sand, because that's weird. It's just weird. And it's wrong. And I don't know if you guys watch the rallies. I actually do. I actually want to know what's happening. I want to read his energy. I want to see what's going on. I might not watch the whole thing, but I will check in. And since I'm throwing out names, David Pakman, Pakman, he's in the Boston area like me, and he usually live streams. I'm just assuming that he would live stream the 45 rally tonight. And why the hell is he having a rally? That's what I am concerned about. So why don't we start with that? I guess the obvious question is he planning to announce that he's running? I keep getting no. It's interesting because I did a reading, a very short one that I posted a couple months ago, when I just decided to ask the question because it was so in the air. Is he going to announce that he's going to run again? And I just keep getting no. But I know he's tiptoeing around it, but what's happening is he's seeing how far he can push things. And obviously, we're very concerned that he's been able to push things to the most extreme. It's getting dangerous. That's why I'm here, to give you a little insight. Okay, so is he going to announce that he's going to run again? And I'm getting a no. Okay, are we just looking at right now? Okay, is he going to announce that he's going to run for president in 2024 in the near future? I don't, go figure. I just keep getting no. All right, we'll just see. Let's ask the cards why he is doing these rallies. What is he accomplishing? Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to not give you a proper greeting. How are you today? I hope you're having a nice weekend, and that the weather's nice where you are. I love beautiful weather. I gotta straighten the cards out, so let's gab. This is why I need to be able to live stream. And by the way, just to remind everybody, in order to do live streaming, I need 1,000 subscribers. So if you can help me reach that goal, that would be awesome, just so we can live stream, because it would be fun to see your questions go by. I do have a couple questions in mind that people put up, and see if I can remember them. One was about Bitcoin, and the other was about the debt ceiling. There were those two. Those are good questions. Okay, so we're gonna look at what's on his mind, what's on 45's mind that he is trying to accomplish. And the guy's just saying he just wants to be on camera. He, you know, it's almost like a kind of a one-track mind. He just needs to be in the public. He needs to be in, you know, and speaking of people that need that, so does MTG. I don't want to say her name either. So 45 needs to be in the news, and he just, boy, he sure has succeeded at that. You know, just a side note, I read past lives. I'm slightly, from a karmic standpoint, I'm slightly, I don't want to say traumatized, but I'm really kind of freaked out about what's going on. I really do feel like I lived under a dictatorship in a past lifetime. It might have been World War II. And it just, it scares me. It frightens me to the core. And I really would like to see other people in a constructive way be frightened to the core, so we do something. So let's look at what the rallies, what's on his mind that he's wanting to achieve, besides that he just needs to be, he needs to see his name in the headlines. And it's starting to irk me that like CNN is even covering him. It's okay for a YouTube channel, but I don't think he should be in the news. You know, Miss Green, I don't know if she's married, Ms. Green, causing a big ruckus on the steps of the United States Capitol, a screaming match, a bee-fest, you know, with the Democrat Dingle. It's hard. I know it's hard. It's because, you know, when you're a strong woman and a weak woman attacks you, verbally attacks you, it's really hard to bite your tongue. And Debbie Dingle just lost it, like a lot of us would. I get it. I should look up what sign Debbie Dingle is. I should look up what sign Marjorie is too, actually. So what is 45 trying to achieve? He wants the world to see him. He wants the world. And you know, if you go to another country, they have CNN on. So it's not just this country. He wants the world to see him on a stage. And he is accomplishing that. And I am just fit to be tied to think that we're allowing that to happen. That the United States of America is not locking this guy up. Ah, breathing it. Okay, the Prince of Swords, this is indicating, I'm seeing some nervousness with Don Jr. I'm seeing Don Jr. being really nervous about the rallies. It feels like about the rallies. I'm not really sure why. And Princess of Wands, who is this? The Marjories and the Lauren Boeberts, there's probably a female in some position like that who is going to be at that rally. So, and he's going to, I thought it was Ohio, but I gotta look, because I know there was a rally planned for Ohio, and I wondered what happened with that. We'll know. We'll know. Because I thought the rally was in Georgia tonight, but I guess I didn't get clear on the news about where he actually is going to be. And you know that this Arizona audit, in which 45 supporters had to come clean and admit, because they would have to prove if they found out that 45 actually won. They'd have to prove that, and they didn't have any way to prove it, which is kind of amazing, really. We dodged another bullet there, because somebody could have gotten in there and, you know, messed with things in such a way that nobody would know. They're not that smart. That's what the guys just said. Yeah, no, but they're not that smart. Oh, thank God, right? So, yeah, he's going to... He has a simple mind, and it's as simple as, when I tune into his energy, not for too long, 45 has this, it's interesting, because he doesn't think about consequences, what will happen after, what will happen before. He's really kind of in the moment, and he doesn't really, it doesn't feel like he really has a strategy. Just wants to be out there in front of the camera. It's like, it's an addiction. Not to say that he's not dangerous, because this is damn dangerous. It's very dangerous. I gotta stop watching Rachel Maddow. she has a way. If you watch Rachel Maddow, it's like, it's the end of the world and there's nothing we can do. It's pretty funny. It's funny when you step back and laugh, because we have to laugh. So we're still on the topic of him. Ooh, there's a balancing act going on here. 45 is going to be going through this little bit of a balancing act, because the guides are telling me that he's going to further incriminate himself. Well, doesn't take a psychic to tell you that. He does it all the time, as does Eric, as does Don Jr. But during the rallies, he's going to incriminate himself. So this is what's really extra concerning to me, is that these criminals are incriminating themselves. They're actually like Steve Bannon right there admitting that he said something about, death in the crib to the Biden administration. He was kind of caught saying it. It's documented. And then you know what he did? He went ahead and said it again on his channel. He has some kind of podcast or something, Steve Bannon. He just went and said it again. So what's freaking me out is this, na 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 na, you can't catch me. The reason it's freaking me out, we're going to look at this today, is that there's hints of, if somebody's acting that brazen and that self-confident in the face of these heinous crimes against this country, what do they have up their sleeve? I've been thinking about that all day. But I haven't read on it yet until now. You get to see it here. But I've been thinking about that all day. What do they have up their sleeve? That they have these subpoenas. They're going to, need to legally appear in court. And I'm not picking up that they're planning on that. Please pray. We'll get into it a little more in a sec. So this is, he's going to incriminate himself even further, because that's what 45 does during the rallies. He's just going to come out and just say what he's doing. The moon is, this is really hurting America. This is really, really hurting America. But somebody's going to be behind bars. And I'm thinking it's Eric. I think I said that the other day. I'm thinking it's Eric. Let's just check the pendulum. It's a pendulum kind of a day. Is Eric going? Yeah, I'm picking up that it's Eric. That Eric is going to be the first to go. The first to go to jail. The first to face jail time, at least. Oh no, now I want to know about the rest of them, right? Will Ivanka be the second one to face jail time? The pendulum's saying yes. Okay, so that's 1, 2. So is Don Jr. the third one? They will be facing jail time. Well, they're facing jail time now, right? we're not going to look too far down the road because I have too many questions that I wrote down. Let's just go straight to that question. Do the Bannons and the Meadows and the Patels and the, I think his name was Patel, Cash Patel, and the other one, are they continuing to be so brazen and not even keeping their mouths shut and incriminating themselves even further because I'll just say it, do they have a plan for violence in lieu of showing up for court? Sometimes you just gotta ask, and you know what? I've been doing this work for 28 years, and nobody's 100% accurate, so I cannot say I'm 100% accurate, but I do want to see how the probability is that they have a plan for violence. It would be a second coup. It didn't work the first time. It's kind of logical that they have something planned. Logical. I'm not predicting this. I'm not saying that right now. I might not say it. Hopefully. That's not what I'm going to see. Do they have what's up? What is up, guides? They're so good to me. Thank you, guides. Justice. If it's any consolation, the justice card does keep coming up. They do have something. They do have something planned when they're indicted, and they have already been subpoenaed. They're talking. The guides are showing me just like they found out that on January 5th they had like a war room type meeting where they were making the plan for the coup. This is why I'm so freaked out that 45 is doing a rally in a few hours. They were in like a war room type situation on January 5th, mapping it out. Well, you go in this way and you go in that way, and then when this happens and that, when they call for help, you could just see it. I can just see it. So they're making some kind of a plan to avoid being prosecuted. See why I'm so upset today about this? I mean, I'm fine. I'm just upset about this. The Four of Swords. Yeah, this is a conspiring. They're conspiring. However, this also indicates that they're backed into a corner. So not so fast, buddies. Right? Not so fast. But this is, this print. Look, I love these cards. That's why I use them all the time. The Cosmic Tarot. Let's give credit to the artist. The Cosmic Tarot. I saw Marianne on Revealing Light using these cards one day, and I went, oh my gosh, I used to have those, and I managed to find them. I remembered how much I liked them. I lost them in my travels. Anyway, I digress. This is a nefarious person. He's very dark, and he has nefarious things on his mind. That's Steve Bannon. But they are, they're in a tight spot. They're in a tight spot. But because of justice, okay? And justice matters. I'm totally name dropping today, like Glenn Kirshner says. So, good to know. Good to know. I always tell people I need to know the news so I know what to pray about. Are you with me? Can I get a witness? Or just to intend, or just to send white light to? The guides told me that's part of the reason. No, a big part of the reason. It is the reason that September 18th ended up the way it did. It does work. It does work. Okay. I don't know why I wrote the What Will Become of Mike Lindell, but anyway, I just wanted to get a little bit more about what's going on with the criminals, with the traitors, with these guys that are still not locked up, that have committed total treason and tried to take our government down. Now, a little while back, I know people, we'll get to Lindell in a second, I know people were really wondering what's going on with Merrick Garland, why isn't he being more aggressive? And I really got that he's putting it all together and looking at all the details. And I did pick up, and I don't mean to startle you, you'd probably guess this anyway, I did pick up he's getting a lot of threats. Of course, even all the Democrats are getting a lot of threats, but I feel like Merrick Garland really loves his family, and he wants them to be safe. I mean, just like the guy that, the Republican that resigned, I think he was a senator in New Hampshire, because he just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, he's got little kids, and they have to like have security guards around them all the time. Most of us just want to enjoy our lives, you know, and if you feel called to public service, and that's a noble thing if you're a noble person. So I really understood that, why he did that. So I feel like Merrick Garland, you know, along with all the work that he has to do, he has to weigh that out too. Oh, let's look at Merrick Garland, then we'll look at Mike Lindell. Okay, this video today might be a little bit longer. It depends on how many questions we want to get through. And right now I'm just writing most of the questions, but definitely, you know, post yours. We'll look at the ones that came up for today. So Merrick Garland, he really loves our country. He really loves America, and he just really wants to do it right. The Three of Cups, he's just lining it up to do it right, and he has the support that he needs. He does have the security that he needs. Very quickly, something's going to happen. Let's ask real quick if the January 6th Commission is going to have a lot of his influence. I'm not getting that Merrick Garland has, you know, the big influence. Well, it's no to yes. So that's kind of like, the DOJ does have, the Attorney General does have a lot of clout there, but it's not what's going to seal the deal in terms of all these guilty charges, all these convictions. Okay. So Merrick Garland, he's just being real careful, but not just careful with the details of all the crimes that he's looking at, but also being really kind of walking gingerly because he wants to keep everybody safe in his family, especially. It's so sad that this is where we are. Okay, Mike Lindell, he's losing his mind. I think he did too much crystal meth or something. I don't mean to say that to be mean. But I mean, I literally mean that I feel like his brain has been damaged. I feel like he has brain damage, Michael Lindell, from doing too many drugs. And that's very, very sad. It's a very sad thing, you know. So I want to see what's, you know, now Mike Lindell, you know, it went from August 13th to September 18th to now I guess it's once a month, Trump is going to get reinstated. Blah, I hate to even say that name, it just popped out. So let's see. What's going on with Mike Lindell? And not for anything, but I just actually happened to see a little clip of a video of Sidney Powell. I don't think in my lifetime I've ever seen somebody lie. And 45 is included in that. Because I think when 45 is lying, he pretty much knows he's lying, but if it goes on long enough, he starts to believe his own lies. With Sidney Powell is one straight lie. She's a very strange creature. These beings are very odd creatures. They really are. So she was saying that the Democrats murdered somebody who was associated with a Republican governor. Look it up. I heard it. I saw it on one of those. It wasn't Newsmax. It was I think it might have been Newsmax. It was one of those. Anyway, it's so complicated. That's why we're here. We got to sort it out, right? Okay, so this is Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell, this is interesting because it's Mike Lindell, he's fighting his demons. It's like the guys are saying Mike Lindell is trying to get something right. And I don't just mean the election that he's claiming was stolen. I feel like Mike Lindell is trying to make up for his past sins. And he's very Christian. So Mike Lindell might genuinely believe that he's doing the right thing for the emperor. Wait till 45 just drops Mike Lindell like a hot potato. Because because that's going to happen. Now, interestingly enough, I feel like Mike Lindell actually has somebody on the other side that's going to, it's interesting, that's going to help him out of this deal somehow. And the guys are showing Mike Lindell fading away. So I think when 45 doesn't give him what he needs, I'm not sure what that is, but when 45 doesn't give Mike Lindell what he needs, he's going to kind of fade away. And it feels like loss of attention when Lindell starts to just really lose people's attention. Because, you know, after a while, if you keep saying something's going to happen, the sky is falling, you know, something's going to happen, and it's like the boy who cried wolf, you know, if you just keep saying it, then after a while people are going to be like, yeah, there's no wolf. There's no wolf. Turn it off. So that's him. That's the pillow guy. Okay. What's up with Marjorie? Well, we know what's up with her. She's just trying to be in the limelight, like I was saying. She just wants to be on TV. She wants to... Gosh, it's a very small group she's appealing to. That's what the guides are showing me. MTG, it's a small group she's actually appealing to. I really want to see a time in America when decency is the thing to be. Decent is the thing to be. And just so you know, there are more decent people, exponentially more decent people than there are horrible, evil people. But on that note, before we get to what's going to happen to her, to Green, I just want to tell you that I was tuning into 45. I'm going to say this in a way that you're not going to think I'm absolutely bonkers. But like I said, I've been doing this work for 28 years. I know what I see. I almost saw 45 in a dark room listening to something very dark. And it felt like an entity. And that's all I can say. Okay? That's what I saw. It felt like an entity. A dark, powerful entity. Evil is alive and well. Let's not pretend that it isn't. This is the Psychic News Network. This is a net being real and being serious. Evil is alive and well. It's not imaginary. And it's what we're looking at in this country right now. We need to stare down the evil. Not just stare it down, but take action. You know, not violent action. Be nice to your neighbor. Okay. What's going to happen to Marjorie? Ooh, I see Pelosi fuming. You know, I guess I'll put it this way. I'm half Sicilian, you know, and you know, in Sicilian, it's like, or in Italian, there's an evil eye. And it's not that Pelosi is going to give her the evil eye, but you know, when your Sicilian mama gives you the look, you know you're in big ass trouble. And I don't mean violence, I just mean, boy, you're going to be sorry that you said what you said or you did what you did and you didn't think about the consequences, but there will be consequences. And I'm not talking about corporal punishment, I'm just talking about having the riot act read to you. In the Marjorie's case, it's actually real. The Tower card. This is what I get from Marjorie. Enough is enough. That's Pelosi. Enough is enough. Let's see, is something going to happen? They have evidence against Marjorie. She's got some lawsuits. Boy, the guys are saying lawsuits are flying around Marjorie. And the Two of Cups. This feels like we won't bother you anymore if you go. If you go, Marjorie, if you go, we won't do what we could. We won't prosecute. We won't, you know, send you to jail. There's something that Marjorie did. Very illegal. Very illegal. On that note, I want to ask a question. Will we ever get back to human decency in government? I mean, gosh, if you're, you know, if you are a certain age and you've seen government through the years, or if you just read history, it's never been like this. So, that's why I'm saying, many, many reasons why I'm saying, true blue evil has infiltrated our country. It's when Hitler, when the Holocaust happened, that was almost like humanity's warning that it could get that bad. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that was humanity's warning in a very, very unspeakable way. Can't even wrap our minds around it. That was humanity's warning that evil could go that far. So that's why we have to all pay attention. And it's time. I know people don't go to church anymore. It's just time to be appealing to the higher power. That's all. Okay. So when we get back to human decency in government, I just want kindness to be cool. Will kindness ever be cool again? Yeah, if we really work on it. The magician card is coming up. Yeah, if we really work on it. The women will. I'm getting that Debbie Dingle really regrets that she got hooked. Marjorie wanted to hook her, and she got hooked, and now Debbie Dingle is feeling really like, I should have just walked away. Oh well. Sometimes you can't help it. Because Marjorie got what she wanted. She got that soundbite, that meme, right? The Eight of Pentacles, yes, we have a lot to build on. Actually, a note of optimism. We have a lot to build on, and human decency will come back. And, the guides are reminding me that when it's so bad, that's when we want to swing the pendulum in the other direction, and collectively we will want to do that. We will. We don't want to teach our children that, just bully everyone and be mean and steal. We want to teach them to be nice, don't we? It's nice to be nice. My dad always says that. It's nice to be nice. Okay, so on that note, with, human decency coming back to our government, what will the state of our democracy be in 2022? Because the Republicans, see, the reason I'm so freaked out is as we're seeing, it's the playbook of how dictatorships occur. There's a coup, and they take over. And then we have no more rights. I don't think people are paying attention to the degree that they need to be. We need to be paying attention. So the state of democracy in 2022. So what I'm referring to here is our voting rights. The people have the power. The strength card comes up a lot. The people have the power. I think, we will reach a critical point where there's going to be enough people that are taken to the streets and that are protesting. And I know people get discouraged that Black Lives Matter seem to not work, but sometimes, like that energy was set in motion, and it is having an impact, but we're seeing all the darkness. It's all up. It's in full living color. So the strength card is saying we will have our democracy next year. Thank the goddess, right? But it's gonna be a balancing act. But the Temperance card is saying, we have to, like, how do I put this? It's like we have to follow the light. We have to follow the light. We have to be in the flow and follow the light and pay attention. The Four of Wands says it's going to be a bit of a balancing act, but we've got a lot to work with. And the January 6th Commission is popping into my mind. Like, that is actually going to strengthen our democracy in 2022. So send light to all the people in the January 6th Commission. Seriously. I'm on it every day. I never stop with, pray without ceasing. Without ceasing. If every one of us were praying for America or sending good intentions, whatever it is that you're into, every day, I'm telling you, maybe that's happening. I like to think it is. Okay, the questions that I have are a really good question. Will they raise the debt ceiling? If they don't, we go right into a depression. We have to raise the debt ceiling. The Republicans are really they're playing with the future of this country in really, really dire ways. Like, they're willing to have America just default on everything and just crash and burn. That's what the Republicans, they're, you know, and speaking of, you know, 45, they're made of the same recipe or something, because they're really, it's just the single-mindedness. Like, we just have to be in power, and they don't think of the different angles. They just think of force. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but it's happening. Okay, so let's see. The Prince of Swords. I think I'm seeing the Prince of Swords, you know, I keep on picking up on the young people. I keep on picking up on the young people. So the young people will, in Congress, in the Senate, I do think the debt ceiling will be raised. I'm sorry, I'm hesitating because I'm just trying to figure out, like, how it's going to happen. Best not to rock the boat too much. That's what the guide said. Best not to rock the boat too much. So it's going to be rocky. It's going to be rough, but they will raise the debt ceiling. Because, and this is interesting, because some of the Republicans will want it. There you go, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's not well. I feel like I see Mitch McConnell in the hospital. You know, all the power to him. I'm just telling you what I see. I don't know. I think Mitch McConnell is ill. Physically ill. I think he's physically quite ill. I remember some time ago that I saw a picture of Mitch McConnell in the news and his lips were blue. Really crazy. By the way, I know I'm waxing all like prayer, but please pray for the people in Louisiana. I mean, you know it's below sea level, right? Like New Orleans, that area. Well, the coffins, remember, Hurricane Ida was only the end of August, September 1st, around then. And I guess, well, it hit the Northeast where I am on, with all that horrible flooding on September 1st. So, you know, we're going on like almost a whole month ago that Hurricane Ida hit Louisiana and all that area. I think about Louisiana more because it's so poor. But anyway, long story short, I'm going on too long, is that the coffins have opened and they're floating around. The things we thought we'd never see. The other question was about Bitcoin. I did answer that in a Bridge Cape Ann video, which, while I've mentioned in it, Bridge Cape Ann, we're going to do a video on Monday. It will air Monday night. And I'll do another video on Monday here too. So if for some reason the scheduling changes, I'll let you know. But I did answer about Bitcoin a while back, and I think it's going to be a very, very long time before Bitcoin catches on. I mean, 5 to 8 years, which... And it just feels, it's going to feel like a long time. Just in the context that a lot of people are thinking, this is it, Bitcoin is it, Bitcoin is it, but it really isn't. It's not right now. I think it's going to be about 10 years max before it's really a thing. I really think that people are still adjusting to cash not really being circulating. I mean, I used to love to spend cash, but I don't get much of it anymore. I get more digits flying through the air. So money has literally become just almost only digits flying through the air. I'm just generalizing, but okay, yeah, Bitcoin, you know, people aren't going to trust it because they can't really see it. I don't even really understand what Bitcoin is, actually. It'll be really challenging, and actually I see a lot of people losing money on Bitcoin, so hold your horses on that one. The guides are almost always right. I mean, if the guides are always right, if I interpret it a little off, then it's my fault. But I usually don't. The Five of Wands, I can say that, right? The Five of Wands is, it's going to be, people are going to be fighting for Bitcoin not to be the thing that works. I'll do my homework and I'll look up and I'll find out more about what Bitcoin actually is. I think that's it for today because I'm already going on 40 minutes and I don't want to keep you from your weekend plans. That wouldn't be good. I did mention, I'll just keep mentioning it until we shut down the registration. If you'd like to take tarot at the castle, we have videoed the first class, so I can send you the first class. It's a very special class. It's a very special place. And the class goes right through Halloween. So that's going to be wicked fun. HammondCastle.org. If you'd like more information or if you have trouble registering on HammondCastle.org, send me an email. And if you would like a reading, it's done just like this. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. If there's anything you need to say, just as long as it's pleasant, send me an email if you'd like to get a reading. And also every Sunday, I know people hate Facebook now, but it's just that this is where I started it. I have a church of spirituality. It's an online church, and it's from 7 to 8 p.m. And anybody's welcome to just jump on Facebook and watch. And that is on my timeline too, all our services, and that started on December 6, 2020. So there's a lot of services there. That's it. Have a great night, and namaste. See you soon.